How to find the molecular weight of a hydrated salt. Hydrated salts are salts that have water attached to their molecules and actually built into their crystalline structures. This could be water that was intentionally added to them or that they absorbed from their environment. Because the water is actually built into their molecular structure, its mass has to be included when calculating the mass of the salt overall. So say that you were asked to find the mass of the hypothetical A2B hexahydrate. The first step would be to calculate the mass of the anhydrous or unhydrated salt, and then the second step would be to calculate the mass of the water molecules. Now, in order to carry out the first step, you have to know the molecular mass of A and B. So if you're trying to do this with an actual compound or molecule, then you'll need to go and identify that on the periodic table before you can continue. So the first step, finding the mass of the anhydrous salt, just means that we're finding the mass of this molecule while ignoring the water that has been added to it. So if the hypothetical A has a molar mass of 20 grams per mole, we multiply that by 2 because it is A2 and find 40 grams per mole. And then we know that B has a hypothetical mass of 15 grams per mole, so we can add those together and find an overall anhydrous salt mass of 55 grams per mole. To find the mass of the water molecules, we have to acknowledge how many water molecules there actually are. So since this is a hydrated salt with a hexahydrate, we know that that prefix hexa actually means 6. So in other words, we need to find the overall mass for 6 water molecules. We know that hydrogen has a mass of about 1 gram per mole and oxygen has a mass of about 16 grams per mole, so we can multiply the hydrogen's mass by 2 and add that to oxygen's mass to find the mass of a single H2O molecule, which is about 18 grams per mole. We can then multiply that by 6, considering that we have a hexahydrate, and find an overall mass of 108 grams per mole for our 6 water molecules. Since those water molecules are actually built into the molecular structure of our hydrated salt, the last step is to add them together for a grand total of 163 grams per mole for A2B hexahydrate. And that is how you find the mass of a hydrated salt.